Okay. Hello. I'm making this video. It's a little bit slow because this is not my laptop. I'm using my little sister's laptop. Doesn't have the same specs as mine, but I'm gonna make this a quick video, and this is gonna be my second video regarding depersonalization. I've already made my first one. I had made a bunch before, but I had said that I'm gonna quit helping people for a bit because, like I said, I was in a relationship. I have gotten a lot of emails and a lot of questions through YouTube asking me, a lot of questions and a lot of stories. People telling me the stories about how they got DPDR. Now, none of these things are new to me. Like I said, in the years that I help people, I have helped many people, and I've seen from all walks of life. I've seen all kinds of different forms and different ways. Now, there are a few members from YouTube that ask me questions, and not necessarily questions, but they wanted to give me a little bit of their story, and I will reply to as many that I can, but I'm going to generalize, and I'm going to answer by generalizing all the questions in this video. Now, the most thing that I get is from people is anxiety. Anxiety seems to be a big reason for people who have DPDR. Now, I believe that some people who are already anxious from the beginning are predisposed to DPDR when they do drugs, when they take medications, even antibiotics or any of that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, they were not born with DPDR. They do not have the disorder, which in my other videos that I deleted, I explained very well the difference between the disorder and the symptom. Now, if you got DPDR when you were 6 or 9, and that means you have the disorder. People who have the disorder don't suffer from anxiety. They do tend to suffer a little bit of depression, but not anxiety. A lot of people who have the symptom, their main symptom is anxiety, obsessiveness, and of course, everything is two-dimensional, nothing is real, you think you're in a different world. And actually they compared a lot, people who smoke marijuana, they compared a lot when they had a bad trip on any kind of hallucinogen drug. So anyways, for these people who have emailed me and asked me questions, all I can say is it's good that you're exercising. For those who said you're exercising, exercise is not bad. It releases endorphins. Endorphins is one of the good feel-good chemicals in your brain. It releases stress. For those of you who are drinking a lot of water, keep it up. And for those of you who think it's okay to drink once a week, you're wrong. You cannot drink alcohol at all. Even if the reason why you got DPDR has nothing to do with alcohol, you cannot drink. And the reason is because I've been in this in a long time, and I can tell you that when you look into the brain and you see how the brain works, you realize that stress does the same damage, or it releases the same chemicals, or triggers the same reaction as alcohol or drugs or pills. So if you got it from anxiety or stress or marijuana, it's the same mechanism that from drinking alcohol. So alcohol is a zero. It's a no-no. If you smoke cigarettes, please quit. I know it's hard, but what would you rather, smoke or have DPDR for who knows how long? I mean, I'll be honest. When I recovered the first time, I smoked. But the second time, I realized that smoking had a big impact on my anxiety and on my obsessiveness. So if these are tips for you to because every tip, the smaller, if you grab every tip that I give you, it could be a small impact that will have, but the more tips you grab, the bigger the impact will become. So for those of you who are in a very stressful environment, gosh, I wish I could be a billionaire and go to all your houses or your homes and give each of you, you know, a lot of money so you can just live a stress-free life. And even then, I know probably if you're a very high-strung person, you might not feel happy. But I believe that DPDR has a lot to do. I mean, there's triggers, but at the end of the day, what keeps the DPDR alive is either what you're consuming, where your environment, or I guess yeah, your lifestyle. Me, both times that I recovered, not necessarily I wasn't exercising. I worked. The first time I was actually working 60 hours a week. So saying quit your job is not a good reason. But then again, I have to think, you know, maybe I'm not as sensitive as some other people are. Or you might say maybe you recovered because your DPDR is for a different reason. So it's hard for me to put my example or to give you what I did or the things that I was doing while I recovered, and to implement them into you, because you are different than me. We are all different. But the basics or the principle of DPDR is the same. Now, how we handle life, that's a different case. I truly believe in the grief process. The grief process, basically, where, you know, if you have a loved one who dies, you think that the world ends, and you think that you want to die, you want to kill yourself, and that this feeling will never end. And this is the feeling you get when you get DPDR. But the truth is, I have family members who their kids have died. For example, my cousin died 2 years ago. They thought they couldn't live. Now, after 2 years, they're fine. If they would have went to a psychiatrist, said, hey, you know, I'm feeling sad, the psychiatrist would have given Paxil, would have given them Seroquel, who knows what. This person would have so many problems that are would not even have to do with the death of my cousin anymore. They would be chemical imbalances caused by these pills. Pills are bad. I'm not here to be, you know, anti-medication. It's just that medications are the ones that kept my DPDR alive. And I have helped, literally, I can say, hundreds of people in 7 years. And like I said, the success rate I've seen is high. And these are the only people that I see recover, are the people who quit pills, drugs, and who try and try. And I'm going to say this, but don't take it to heart. But try to accept it. I'm not saying that is the reason you're going to recover. I'm just saying that accepting it. And actually, I think accepting it is not something that's up to you. And again, going to the grief process. When you go through the grief process, well, the first thing is you cannot accept the fact that your child died. So the same goes with DPDR. You cannot accept that you have DPDR because it's such a profound experience. So you need to go through the grief process. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you take medication, if you drink alcohol, or if you do any of these things while you're going through the grief process, you're messing up the whole grief process. You need to let it go. And if you can Google the grief process, you can go to a psychologist. Of course, do not let the psychologist tell you what DPDR is. Unless he's had DPDR and he's recovered, and listen to him. But if he's never experienced what DPDR is, then just ask him about the grief process and tell him how to give you a booklet. Or, you know what, go to Google. Google grief process. This is what every single one of you has to do. And again, I am open to help people again. I went back to working part-time, and I really do want to help people, and I will get back to some of you who have sent me messages through YouTube. So take care and goodbye.